Hi, this is Jenny and I'm really excited to share with you today how to make this adorable Halloween card using lots of mixed media techniques. I used the Graphic 45 Happy Hauntings paper as the base of the card. We're going to start off with a 6x6 card base and just ink the edges with black ink. Next, you're going to take a piece of black cardstock, cut slightly smaller, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. You're going to distress the edges all the way around using a paper distresser. Now cut a piece of the pattern paper that's polka dot with spiders on it to 5.5 by 5.5. We're going to use the Pitt Big Brush marker in orange glaze and just draw a little bit of it onto your mat, spritz it with some water, and then you're going to run the edges of the paper along that. Then just use your fingers to water distress the edges of the pattern paper. Next, take some May Arts crocheted ribbon, the 1.5 inch, run it through a 1.5 inch Xyron sticker maker to apply adhesive, and then you're going to put that on the pattern paper. Use the Xyron Mega Runner to attach these layers together, and this is going to form the basis of the card. We're going to cut an image from the pattern paper and distress the edges with the paper distresser again. And then we're going to take the grape gelato and just run that around the edges, and then just smear that with your finger. Next, we're going to do some doodling with the Pitt metallic gold marker, and I'm just filling in some of the cream colored areas on the image, and then I'll add some polka dots and draw some lines in as well. Now we're going to add some glitter to the moon background, so I used the Dries clear adhesive and the thin metal adapter tip and just covered the whole moon background with the glue. And then we're going to sprinkle it with some fairy dust glitter, and there you see it dry. Now we're going to start working on the tag element of the card. I didn't like the little round part of the tag, so I just colored it with the orange glaze Pitt marker. And then we're going to do some stamping with the white Pitt marker, and we're using Hampton Arts Artsy Edges for this stamp, and just stamping it onto a black pre-bought tag. Next, we're going to use Hampton Arts Graphic 45 Happy Hauntings for the sentiment, and we're doing that in watermark ink and heat embossing it. And then I just added some with a little detailing with the water-soluble pencils from Faber-Castell, and then just spritzed it with a little bit of water. Distress the edges, and then again use the gelatos to add some color to the edge of the paper using the tangerine. And there's the tag finished. I used a piece of chipboard and just painted it with some 3D stamp paint in copper, and this just gave a nice little extra sparkle to it. The flowers were die cut from Heartfelt Creations Vintage Floret dies, and just spritzed with a mix of orange and purple mist that I had on hand, and I sprayed both sides so they were good and saturated. And then I took a paper towel and dried as much as I could on both sides of the flowers. And then, this is a really cool trick to try and shape flowers. I put it on the edge of a paper towel and rolled it up, and then kind of pressed it, which helped get the moisture out, but also started creating that rolled flower shape. Then you're going to take the grape gelato and just add a little bit of color to each of the edges of the flowers. Ideally, you'd probably rather let this dry a little bit more before you did this. And then you're just going to go back and smear the color out a little bit to blend it in, and you're going to shape each of the petals just by pinching it and making it really tattered. Arrange the flowers, and you'll want to glue them together, but definitely let them dry before you glue them. And there's what your finished flower is going to look like. For the leaf, I used Mayart's Ribbon Faux Suede leaves, but I didn't have any of the right color, so I just cut one, painted it with gesso, and then allowed it to dry. And then I used the big brush pen in May Green to color the leaf. I spritzed solid wrinkled ribbon from Mayart's and then just wrinkled it up and let it dry and added it to the tag on the card. So here you can see the whole card finished. The only thing additional I added was just a little fuzzy spider and at the bottom and a decorative pin at the top of my bow. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you learned something, that you'll try some of these techniques. Thanks for stopping by.